Facebook reported a great quarter last night. Zynga, meanwhile, said it will fire up to, or maybe more than 100 and shutter some games that aren't working. Fortunes are diverging in social media, and Tom Guerra is here to make sense of it. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
So what was the news we got out of Zynga, and what did they say specifically about what they're going to do? By the way, actually, I should note for people that some of this bad news, I think they released it during Apple's iPad mini event.
Exactly. It's the new Friday afternoon of the social media community, it looks like.
Dumping
in the middle
information
of
on a Friday afternoon instead of do that,
yep.
Dump it in an Apple event.
Yep.
So what did they say?
Well, I mean, actually, and another notable thing is they didn't say it when they did it. They said it hours after the news already leaked online. You know, they went and fired a bunch of people. Those people wrote about it online and, you know, tweeted about it and things like that. And then hours later, they publicized the memo they sent inside the office, which basically said about 5% of the staff is being laid off. In a company their size, that means maybe between 150 and 170 people or something like that. If they do go ahead with all 5%, they're closing down some offices in both the US and overseas.
And they're sunsetting a lot of games also that.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a piece of the earnings that we've gotten out of them, which is a whole bunch of their old titles, Farmville, Cityville. They're not. I don't believe they're shuttering those. No, but they're kind of, gamers are losing interest in them.
Yes, I think
rapidly, very rapidly. The company is literally kind of in collapse mode.
Yeah, and some of the stuff that was reported yesterday is they're not only just sunsetting games that haven't taken off, but they've also, it looks like, dropped a couple of games that were in development that they've just decided, you know, they're not going to keep on investing in ones that they don't think are going to work, even that haven't been launched yet.
One thing that's interesting, you saw the stock on screen there. It isn't going down a lot, but maybe one reason is that even at that price at about $2.30, this company isn't valued at much more than the cash they have on the balance sheet. They've got some cash, they own their headquarters. You add that up, that's probably, I don't know, in the range of $1.80, $1.90 a share or something like that, and they're trading at $2.30. So
yeah, I mean,
it's almost, this company's almost, the company itself worth zero.
Yeah, exactly, and that was one of the things yesterday morning. You know, Jim Cramer went on CNBC in the morning and said it's a race between them and Radio Shack to see who hits zero first. And you know, when you're being compared to a company whose biggest attribute is that nobody knows why it still exists, I mean, it's kind of not the best place to be.
I mean, why did this? The games just lost popularity and they disappeared. It's mobile. It's everybody's going to their mobile devices, and really Zynga dominated gaming on Facebook on desktop.
Yeah, but I think ultimately also sometimes these things are a little bit of a mystery, aren't they? I mean, we just don't know why. In a lot of ways, similar to the Facebook IPO, it, you know, seemed like a great company, everything was great, and then it came out and launched. Everyone decided, you know, they weren't as interested in it as before. Now Facebook have put out these results today showing they're doing quite well, and the stock is up something like 25% this morning in pre-market trading.
Great call.
So
it's 24.87. You didn't see that on screen when you said that. Well done, Tom.
I feel it in my heart, you know. But I mean, for someone like Zynga, all it might take is for them to come out and say, actually, you know, Farmville 2, which, you know, hasn't been released, you know, wasn't in time for this quarter's results, you know, that just came out. But I mean, maybe Farmville 2 is going to be huge. Maybe everyone's going to decide this is the future again, you know, in a month's time when they realize that actually Zynga is still making great games.
I mean, that's the thing. I personally, I doubt it. Having written about this and looked at it a little bit, it just seems like, I mean, that really is what's happening. This is a company that came to dominate Facebook games, thanks in large measure to some kind of aggressive marketing practices that they did in the early going that Facebook cracked down on. And now, especially that's not there anymore, and especially as people move to using Facebook on their mobile device, where gaming, it's just a different gaming experience than what Zynga's popular titles, and it's just going to be very hard to replicate. It's much more competitive on your iPhone to get discovered, to get players on there.
It's also just a super flighty kind of industry they're in, right? I mean, it's basically they're competing with every other viral thing that's out there on the internet. Business. So it's these guys or the other thing that you want to click on. So I mean, you know, it's kind of a little bit of magic in a lot of ways in terms of what works and what doesn't. You're just never really going to know until it does. Maybe they'll have a huge smash hit again. Maybe they won't. I mean, maybe people are going to start looking at photos of cats somewhere else, or, you know, who knows what. But I mean, it doesn't seem like a really super predictable business like other ones, right?
It definitely does not. Thank you, Tom, so much for joining us.